Peace, guys. It's me, Arlene J. Ramsey, CEO and founder of Everyone Let's Talk, also your favorite self-wealth mentor. So this is going to be a short video. Just wanted to say, and this is stemming from all the drama or the commotion that's going on with Kevin Hart. He decided to step down from hosting the award show due to some jokes that he apologized for a couple of years back, and for some reason the LGBTQT or TQ community wants him to apologize again for the jokes that he has made against gay people. These jokes were about 10 years old. He apologized for it, and there's no reason for him to revisit that. He's been, positive and, doing great things as far as his career is concerned, and building good relationships and partnerships. There's really no reason for him to go back there. And I like the way he handled himself. He wasn't upset about it. He was just very affirmative and straight to the point about letting it be as it is. All right. This brings me to this. I wonder why we don't question the gay community. Now, we understand that they have a lot of power, just like the Jews do. So this is not a recording about picking fun of them, but this is about integrity, ethics, integrity, being decent human beings, having good character. And for years, the gay community has been setting the tone in Hollywood, and not just in the with acting. They've set the tone with the modeling industry as well. So a lot of damage has been done, and one thing we don't question them about is how come they get to, hide in the back, throw the stone, hide their hands, and do shady business behind the scenes, and do things to people that could end their career or make them feel uncomfortable behind the scenes and not be called out on it. And this is not to say tit for tat or doing things in a childish way, but this is in a sense to say, again, as I said previously, just about having integrity, being men and women of honor. If a person doesn't want to live a certain lifestyle, they shouldn't be forced to do so just because you have the power and you can flip a switch. You understand? However, the gays who are not behind the scenes with the power are complaining about how they're being treated. Or how can I say? They complain about how they're being treated, but the gay community don't come up and speak on their behalf enough. However, we see how they really think and feel by the things that they do when the game is being played in their field or on their court. So that's just something to think about. Next brings me on to this. Black community, when are we going to be done with just complaining about the system, the white man in the system? Listen, it's not the white man's responsibility or the system's responsibility to bail us out of anything. All right. I've said this for years. Do understand that we have to pull together and bring ourselves up out of the oppression that we are in. Do you understand that people who are stressed and oppressed, they make everybody else wealthy? Just think about it. Oppressed and stressed people shop to make themselves happy. They eat to make themselves happy. They drink to make themselves happy. They buy things that they don't need that goes along with shop. They're taking drugs. They're doing. Oppressed people and stressed people spend more money than wealthy people. Every time you spend money in some way, shape, or form to medicate or de-stress yourself, understand that you're making someone's company wealthy. They're not going to come and save you because you're making them wealthy. And it's just not their job to do it. We have to do it. However, we have to get to the point where we where we think highly of ourselves. We got to get to the point where we're open-minded and we are receptive to entertaining new information, new ideas. Receptive to people who do not think and speak like you. Receptive to people who enunciate all of their words. Because this is a problem within the Black community. When we speak too proper, you automatically categorize that Black person as an Uncle Tom and a sellout. Meanwhile, that person they very well have it within them to instill a program or a structure in the community that can help shift the community within 2 years. But you don't give it the opportunity because you resist. You resist, you ostracize, you blackball, and you condemn people, Black people within your community, which you do not agree with if they're different. So I can't stress this enough. Let's get to the point of embracing and building our critical thinking skills, our cognitive dissonance skills. All right? There is nothing wrong with entertaining or just hearing out or listening to an idea that's different, or an idea that you never heard about, or a structure that you never heard about. Go through the motion. Ask yourself, how is this going to affect me if I was to apply it to my life? How can it change my life? And how can it change what is going on in our community for the better? All right? Go through that process and you will see that maybe, just maybe, the person that you think is an Uncle Tom is not an Uncle Tom, right? Now, let me just reverse a little bit. Those of us who do speak in this way, we have had jobs in corporate America. Some of us have our own businesses and we deal with people from different walks of life, okay? In this world, in order for us to make it and live a fruitful life, we have to be able to communicate and relate to people of different walks of life. You tell me anywhere in any hood, just speaking Ebonics alone and not learning about different people, different cultures, how can you up and start a business? Oh, go work in any corporate office and get along with your coworkers there. Or how can you work a job and get promoted to the next level if you don't learn how to balance yourself out? And I'm not saying conform, but what I'm saying, because I don't conform, I'm still revolutionary. However, how are you going to progress if you're unable to understand people from different walks of life? Those people that own the companies who have the ability to hire and fire you don't come from the hood. So you speaking Ebonics that they don't understand, and Ebonics is not real English, right? That is broken English. It is something that we do in the community. They're not from our community, so how are they going to understand what you're speaking about? And if you have to interact with other customers on the behalf of your company, how do you represent that company? You know, and it's time for us to start thinking about things in this way. The other thing is that our professionalism. A lot of us weren't taught that there's a different way of handling ourselves when we get on the job. Some of us are on these jobs acting like you're on the street corner, and then you're upset when you don't keep the job. And then you say that they don't want to hire Black people or they're not jobs for Black people. Well, the truth is that you get the job, but you just have poor workmanship. You're not professional, you know. So therefore, and they're not going to spend any of their time to teach you on how to be professional and to teach you these things because there's already an agenda, right? So what they do is they just get rid of you because you're not seeming to deliver what you got hired to deliver, and you don't represent yourself well or the company well. So you also got to think, there are some people, when they come to a business, even you, if you go to any place of business and you don't like the way a person, an employee represents themselves, or a person treats you on the job, what do? You say you're not going back there to spend your money there ever again, right? And you call up all your friends, you go and you protest, you say this place is either they're racist, they're unprofessional, they didn't treat me in a good way. You don't go back to that business. You don't spend your money there. You have to understand that the black community we're not the only one that do that. And as a matter of fact, they do that quicker than we do because they understand the power of their dollar. So I say this to say that if you don't know how to present yourself in a good way, represent the company in a good way, there are some customers that might very well say that I'm not coming back to this company or this business and spend my money here. So on the flip side, the owner of that company, the employer, has to make sure that they present or keep a place where their customers feel happy to continue to come back there. And you guys are on the front line. You have to also keep up that image for them. And the better you do that, the better your position at the job. And these are, it's so extensive, but these are things that we haven't been taught enough within the black community. Some of you are not having these type of conversations in the household at all. So there's a lot that you don't know. Therefore, which brings me back to this, it makes better sense for us to learn how to get along so that we can build like we once did and create our own jobs, create our own opportunities. It is needed. Okay? Creating our own wealth and creating our own opportunities is the only way we're going to get to leveraging ourselves out of systemic oppression. We have to do it. No one is coming to do it for us. All right? And I'm going to leave you guys with this. I'm out. Peace.